apparently I need to raise my fees. So I got this email from my man here today, which is fantastic. And I got another guy named Steve actually emailed me too. I'll read this email here in a second. But the other guy named Steve emailed me and said, "Hey, just want to let you know that I took your advice and my 7-figure portfolio is now worth 8 figures." And he gave me a list of stuff he invested in. I just said, "I'm not sure you're talking to the same guy, because look, I appreciate the sentiment. I certainly don't recommend you investing in this stuff, but hey, whatever, man. I mean, I don't know. He's not a client of mine, so I don't know what that was about. But he emailed me that and made me think about my other guy, Steve, here, who is a client of mine, who wrote me back just the other day. He said, "Hey, Josh, just want to update you on our progress. I wrote to you in February of 2023 to tell you how we were doing after our first year of retirement. Now, 2.5 years later, we have reached a milestone. As of tonight, our net worth has increased by over 25%. Since retirement to now over 1 million schmackaroonies. I realize this figure is transitory at best and imaginary at worst, but the fact we are here is beyond our wildest expectations. Your advice and videos and the confidence you have given us has had an amazing impact on our lives. So now they're above $1 million. You should send me another $1,250, because I charge $2,500 for people who got $1 million and $1,250 for people who have less. So I can raise my fees. Anyway, I could go on, but just want to update you and thank you for everything. We will drink a toast in your honor tonight." That almost brings tears to my eyes. Then he reached out to me in 2023. "I just want you to know that you have changed our lives. My wife and I both turned 65 this month," and this is 2023. "We were both born at the same hospital, delivered by the same doctor, only 8 days apart." Man, my goodness. "My wife was my girlfriend in 2nd grade, so we've known each other for about 58 years. We'll be married for many years." Oh my God, this is fantastic. "Our lives have had the usual ups and downs, but we lived through it all. My coworker, my man Timmy, who knows freaking crushing, urged me to contact you about retirement planning the spring of 2021. We really had no hope of retiring, but imagine our surprise when you told us we could make a clean getaway at the end of 2021. As you recommended, we retired at the end of 2021 and consolidated retirement funds into something much less aggressive than they had before. The timing worked out pretty well. Our existing funds were too aggressive for retirement and would have been significantly depleted in 2022. Here we are in 2023 with a year of retirement under our belts. We're paying off our home at the end of this month. Our vehicles are paid for, and now we're debt-free. Along with Social Security, we have several small annuities that add up to significantly more than our expenses. Even with planned vacations and home improvements, we're not forced to touch our IRAs until we have to. We're happy and comfortable in retirement. Life could not be better. You are responsible for getting us over the fear. It's a big step, and we could not have taken it without the confidence you instilled in us. All right, well, just send me more money. I'm joking. That's freaking fantastic. I love it. And I got this other email here. Yeah, this is a little bit self-brag. Don't care. Let's see here. Another guy named Steve. Man, Steve. This is another client of mine who's referred by another guy who just lives legends. Freaking. "I want you to know that I greatly appreciate all that you do. I know YouTube is a business, but I can tell it's much more than just a business to you. My wife has commented literally the next day that it seems like I'm 10 years younger after our meeting," because we worked together. "See, not only did you magically increase my net worth, you knocked out 10 years of my life, knocked off 10 years of my age." It's funny, man. It's crazy. Let's see. "Not knowing if or when I would be able to retire has been weighing on me quite a bit, I guess, more than I realize. I can definitely tell that sitting in front of a computer day after day is having a very negative impact on my health. I've been very concerned that by the time I retired, I might not be able to physically do much of anything. Even though I don't plan to retire immediately, just knowing there's a plan with an end date has been a huge relief. Thanks again for all that you do is very appreciated." Anyway, that's freaking fantastic. That's fantastic. And then he thanks me for reminding him of the polar seltzers I was on BOGO at Publix. I mean, it's freaking fantastic. And obviously I didn't charge enough, and I have to raise my prices. I've never raised my prices, ever. And I can't say I won't, but I don't see any reason need to. Facts are, it's like, man, this is the nice thing about work. The nice thing about working the way I do is if the market goes up and now you're over $1 million, you want to hire me, it's going to cost you $2,500. If the market goes down and you're under $1 million and you want to hire me, it's going to cost you $1250. If the market goes up and you're above 5 million, it'll cost you $5,000. But that's beyond my control. I just do whatever I can do to get you squared away. I don't blow smoke up your butt. I don't lie to you. I do the best I can. I'm cautiously pessimistic in the numbers that I crunch. I think that's the only way to be. I don't, we don't go into deep investment analysis because that's just dumb. I mean, just buy the index and be done with it. Keep your fees low, diversification high, cash always at the ready. Talking to a guy today, and we're talking about he needs about $250 or so in his cash account for the barbell. He's got Wellington. He's like, should I go BND and VTI or just keep it in Wellington? I said, man, I just keep it in Wellington. But at the end of the day, he needs about another $150,000 in cash. And what was he saying? He was saying he was just saying basically should you go into BND and tips and all this stuff. And I said, look, just do money market. And he's got the TSP, the G fund. So the issue is with this cash. Remember, the cash is what we need to pay the bills over the next couple of years until his Social Security kicks in. Now, if Wellington keeps rising, we'll take it from the Wellington fund. But generally speaking, we want to have this bucket of cash that we can draw on when the markets go south. And if we look at what happened in 2022, I mean, BND was down, 12, 13% or something like that. No one expected that. I'm just telling you right now. I didn't expect it. No one did. Hell, I didn't expect the Ginnie Mae fund to get down to what it was. It's crazy. Now, I don't think that'll ever happen again, but the facts were cash did not go down. Short-term bonds did not go down. They just didn't. I mean, maybe a short-term, 30-day T-bills fell for a day, but they certainly didn't go down, from the date of issue to the date of maturity, and they just did not. So at the end of the day, I just keep it simple, stupid, man. You know what I'm saying? So, and anyway, the point being is this guy said, all right, so if I had $250,000 of cash, do I do anything with it? And I said, leave it liquid in cash. And just leave the rest in your portfolio. No reason to change it at all. And the funny thing is, he's now over $1 million too, he and his wife. And he said, why is my Monte Carlo so higher than it was? I said, because we've had such a run over the last, basically 4 of the last 5 years, such a big jump in performance of the markets. It's tough to beat. So the issue, of course, is do we expect that to happen going forward? And I don't. That doesn't mean it's going to be rocky, rocky top. We're just going to be getting crushed. I don't know. But I can't expect these massive returns to keep going. And as such, that means we're probably going to have some down years at some point. 2022 is a down year. 2018, a Q4, would that make the year? Was 2018 a down year? It wasn't down 4% overall. I think it was. Down years come and go for sure. But what we're trying to resolve is we're trying to make sure we don't get killed in any significant long-term down year. And essentially 3 to 4 years cash works it. Anyway, so he's got, his money in the bank. He's like, I said, the thing about having money in the bank is it just makes you feel better. He goes, let me tell you, man, having that money in the bank, not a money market, literally at a high yield savings account at his local bank. You shouldn't mess with that, dude. Just keep it there. Make you feel better. You'll be able to sleep well at night knowing you have cash at the bank. Yeah, you might not be getting as much as a money market, but if you're getting a high yield savings account, say 3.25 to 3, something like that, as opposed to 3.75 or 4 to money market, you're going to sleep like a freaking champ, man, knowing that money's there secure. Anyway, the point being is we got $250,000 cash, of which $100,000 is at the bank. $150,000 is going to be money market. The rest in Wellington by and large. And that's just a great portfolio. The guy now he's well above, not well above. He just breached $1 million like these guys. Dude, that guy's name's Steve too. Holy crap, this is creepy. 4 Steves, man. We're talking, man, that's nuts. Yeesh. It's just his wife is much prettier than he is good looking, if that makes sense. I always say, how did you marry him? But unlike this guy, Steve, man, they were freaking dating in 2nd grade. All right, my fees are going up. They're not. There's no reason to raise the fees. I mean, I'm doing just fine. I'm not saying I never will, but man, I just love it. And I love when people say, we know you love your videos because you're passionate about it. And I am, man. It's God bless. We'll see you. God bless.